So I'm finally doing the review on the Aputure 300X, but I've been working with one for about a month now. So this is my second one. I was so impressed with it that I actually bought a second one. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this one up, kind of show you how to set it up, and then we'll go from there. And by the way, if you've never heard of the Aputure Light, the one I'm reviewing here is called 300X. And it's bicolor, so you have tungsten and daylight all in one light. It's very, very popular, but since I've been using sky panels and light panels, airy lights, basically a lot of airy lights and light panel brand, I actually haven't used Aputure before a month ago. So a month ago was the first time I bought one of these, and I really wanted to set up this YouTube set with it, so that's the main reason I bought it, but I was so impressed with it that I decided I'm gonna buy some that I could take on location as well. Okay, so this is the box right here. It actually comes with this bag, so you don't have to buy another bag for it, which is really, really handy. And it's really impressive how they packed everything so nicely in this bag. So let me show you. The light itself is in this pouch right here. And this is the actual light fixture here, okay? So it's really well built. You got some carbon fiber elements. It feels really solid. It's got some big fans, if you see on the bottom. Look at that. You got some really nice fans here to cool it down. And it comes with this protector on the front end that you'll need to remove to assemble the light. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. It has a little release right here. If you push this up, you could go ahead and remove this, and this is the actual light right here. It looks pretty small, but it's really, really powerful. Then you have inside of this pouch, you have this right here. This is basically your ballast. This is how you're going to power this light. And what's great about this, that it has two battery plates on either side. Now this is the V-mount version, so it takes V-mount batteries, and the light I'm using here as my key light has a gold mount. So it's gonna take these type of Anton Bauers, and these are typically what I use on most of my other cameras. This camera I'm shooting with is using this, so I really like this. This is the new thinner version of the Anton Bauer 90. Really, really nice. So I could put that on here or get the V-mount battery for this one specifically. So make sure you get the right one. I'll put a link to both of them in the description. The one that comes with the gold mount, this kind of mount, and then the one that comes with the V-mount if you have V-mount batteries. Okay, then you have, your regular power supply. This right here is going to go from here to the light itself. So this is how the light is gonna get powered up. Then you have this right here, which is gonna power this up. So it has a little power option right on top, or let me see, actually in this case, it's right on the bottom here. So this is gonna go to here and go to the wall. So you're gonna get this cable, and then this one is gonna go on top here. Okay, I'm gonna put this one back. I'm not gonna use it right now. I'm actually gonna show you the one I have powered up. And you also get this piece right here. So this is gonna just snap onto the front of the light fixture over here. And let me go ahead and spin it on. There we go, and then this comes off. So there you go. So now this is your light fixture. Now what I found this useful for is when I put this on, I could bounce the light into the ceiling, and it makes a really, really nice, powerful bounce light. But what I really found it useful is I could go through a big box that makes it really nice and diffused. So let me show you actually what I have going on. I have another camera set up there. So if you look at the light, and I should mention, this is all remotely operated too, okay? So let me go ahead and turn it off. This is no light. Let me just cut to the wide angle so you can see a little bit better. So this is how you turn it on. You could set it up to be any one of these channels. So this remote has channel A, B, and C. So right now I have it on C, so if I press C, it turns it on and off. And you do that over here once you turn this on. It lets you basically set a channel here, over here, and it lets you use your remote to set it up. I'll show you this in a second. Then once you do set it up, you could actually dim this up and down. So if you look at this, look at my background and see how little this falls off with this big diffusion. Let me go to 0 here. I'll dim it down. Here's 0. Here's 1%, really subtle, nice. In most lights that are cheap, 1% is actually far more than 1%. Okay, so I really like that 1% is actually really low. And I was about here, 17% gets me this. Okay, so look in the wide shot, and you could see how much this is actually just putting it on me and not the background. Let me dim all the way up. So this is, obviously I'm not changing the aperture, so this is gonna be really overexposed. And I'm at 4,300 Kelvin right now. So I'm in mixed between daylight. And let me dim this down to back to 17. So I'm just looking at my skin tone. It's that easy to use the remote. You could turn the light on and off and dim it. You could also change the color temperature, and you could go to effects mode with it too, and then change some of the effect settings that it comes with that I'll show you in a second. Now, here's the main problem I have with the light though. I really wish the dome is actually bundled with the light. Here, if you look at the wide shot, that's what the dome is right here. That's what's causing this big, nice source of light. Without the dome, this is really only useful, I feel like, for bouncing light or using it as a spotlight. So without a dome, without a diffusion, this is not very useful, but that diffusion is really cheap for how big it is. It was about $250 for that, and it came with all the accessories that you see in the front. Now, I definitely recommend that you don't buy this light without buying that. Now, there's a mini version of the dome. That's Dome 2, the second version they made of the dome, but there's a mini version of it too. This is small right here, this room. So the big dome is taking up a good amount of space, but I want this big, nice source of light hitting me and hitting the table. So when I do any unboxing videos on this white surface with the top camera, everything works out nicely with just one key light. Okay, so I just brought this over from that light stand. It's the one that's powering this light, so it's actually on. Let me see if I have enough slack actually to show you how this works. You also get this piece right here. Let me show you this piece. This goes on your light stand. So this goes on your light stand and then clips onto this. So this could actually be up on your light stand. Really, really great. And it has a little kind of a safety chain that hooks on one of the light stand knobs here. So it doesn't fall, just as a little bit of extra. This is the gold mount one. Okay, so the first one I showed you was V mount. This is gold mount. So if I want to power it with battery, there you go. Just like that, it could be powered up. Now remove it for now since it's plugged in. And on the front here, I could do everything that I'm doing with the remote just from here. So this is on and off. Okay, this one right here is going to change my color temp. So let me go back up to daylight and I'll come back. I should be at 43 actually for this setup. There we go. So this is what my camera is set at. The white balance is set to 43 Kelvin. And this is your dimmer option right here. So there we go. This is 14%. Let's go to 1%. This is 1%. So it's really nice and gradual the way it dims up compared to some other lights that I've tested out. I like it actually here at 20%. So this is at 20%. I think I'm shooting at a f4 here on this camera. I'm on a Sony FS7 here. And that's a A7S III over there shooting the wide shot. Okay, let me show you a couple of the other options I really like for this light. So the channel I mentioned, if you look closely over here, you can't really see, I guess, from that angle, but it says it's set to channel 2. So I set my channel using this button right here. So then when I'm on channel 2 and group C, I'm on channel 2 and group C right here on my remote will control instead of group B or A, which I could also set over here. So you could change your channel just like by pressing this 1, 2, 3. Let me go back to 2 and your group A, B, C, or D. So A, so now I'm on A. So now I could turn it on and off with A instead of C. So that's how you would set your channel so your remote will work. Make sure the battery is in there on the bottom. Then you could change this to be wirelessly triggered. So I did make sure I have that so my remote works. So it's on 2.4 right here, 2.4 gigahertz, which is the connection for your remote. So that's the next thing I did. I have that plugged in. I'll show you some of the lighting effects now. So pretty simple so far. Power on, change your dimmer, change your color temp, change your group, set your wireless to your remote. If you want to use the remote, you don't have to. And then let's look at the lighting control here. I'll go to that. I'll press and hold. So some of it you have to press and hold to get some lighting effects. So let me show you a few different ones. So there's one. Now when you're in the mode, you could just tap it quickly to go through the mode. So I could change the frequency, make it warmer, and it should flicker if I reduce it. You could see it's very subtle with the TV effect. This is pulsing. Oh, wow. And this is the paparazzi mode. It's pretty cool. I really wish this had like a party mode. So some of these LED lights I've seen that have a party mode, but I guess this can't have it because it's not RGB. So it's really designed for tungsten and daylight. So a lot of the modes you'll see on the RGB lights are not available on this. But again, this is something used as a key light or as a fill light. So RGB effect wouldn't come in handy. Like you see the lights I have behind me, they have RGB control. Actually, this one right here has RGB control where you could change the colors of it real easy with this kind of remote. Really cheap light, less than $100, but it has no power. That's full control on that. So it's really not a powerful light, but it's great background light. And this one too, this is a GVM light that I made a video about a couple of weeks ago, and it's set to blue, and I could control that with my phone. But for key lights and fill lights, really all you need is tungsten and daylight. And why I really like this over the 120D, which is the daylight version of this, is in most situations, I want to be somewhere between daylight and tungsten. I typically don't shoot tungsten at all. A lot of times I do shoot daylight, but most of the time in this case too, I'm in between the two. Let me go ahead and set this down here. Let me show you back again the wide shot on the dome. The dome is a critical part of this light. Do not buy the knockoff brands. The dome that Aputure sells is what you need. And I gotta be honest, it is a pain to set up for the first time, and it takes you a couple of times to set up and take it down to get used to it. But it comes with a nice bag. You could travel with it. This actual light, the Aputure, the bag it comes with that I showed you, is incredible. Everything fits in there. Is so nice and easy to take in and out every little piece. They all have their own pouch. Okay, so just to review, get the version that has the type of batteries you have. So gold mount or V mounts. I'll put a link to a couple of the batteries that I use in the description below. They click on. This one's the low profile gold mount, really easy to use. It already comes with the remote, so you don't have to worry about that. It comes with all the power cables that you need, and it comes with the accessory that mounts it on the light stand. You also need a light stand, so I have it on a C stand here. You could have it on a roller stand. Then you need the Dome 2, the second version of the Dome diffusion box right there that I have set up. Then you might want the Dome Mini, a mini version if you don't have the space. It's about half the size of that one. It's also very, very useful, especially if you don't have the space. I had the space, just enough space here to get a big, nice source. And I'm using it really not only to light me, but to light this big white table. And it goes all the way over here for sometimes when I set up a wider shot, right? So sometimes when I bring in a camera like this and I'm doing an unboxing video, I'm on a wider shot and I want to do something where you see everything, okay? So I did need the bigger version of the light dome there. And that's pretty much it. Everything is listed in the description for you below. It's one of my favorite lights I've ever bought. And the main reason is because of the combination of how it works with a softbox and how bright, powerful, and big, nice source of light I could get with just one light. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you want to see these kind of unboxing and review videos. I post easy to follow videos just like this one every single week, and I also make videos showing you how to make more money and monetize your filmmaking business better. I've been in the business for 13 years now, so I try to give some advice on that whenever I can. Thanks again for all your time, and I'll see you next time.